Hello, my name's Mark, and I am going to make a video about my work life and my career journey. And I'm wearing this hat because I've been locked down for weeks and my hair's out of control. And when I look at back, I made a complete mess of my life between the ages of 12 and probably up until I was about 25. And the reason why that happened was because I was afraid. I was frightened of lots of things, but most importantly, I was frightened of failing, and I was frightened of what I thought you thought of me. It didn't matter who you was, I was worried about what you thought of me. And I did have some ambitions. I remember when I was about 13 or 14 at school, they took us to the career officer. We got a bit of time with the career officer, and I said to the career officer, I want to work in the stock market up the city because I'd heard they earn lots of money, and I wanted lots of money. And she said to me and she gave me a way of doing that. And the first thought that was in my head, well, very soon after telling her I wanted to do it, a thought came in my head and it said, well, lots of people are going to want to do that. So the chances of you getting to do it are pretty slim. And other people are going to get there before you because they come from better schools, or they'll be smarter than you will be, or they'll know different people, so they'll get a chance and you won't. So forget about it. So fear, you see, it's frightening it weren't going to work out. So what I did when I was 16, I just wanted some money. So I left school. I had my last GCSE exam on a Friday, and on the Monday morning I was on a building site, and I was labouring on the building site. And when you're labouring on a building site, you don't get a lot of money, and you're the lowest of the low. I don't mean that in a bad way, because no human being is lower than any other. But in terms of how much you get paid and how you get treated, you do all the dirty jobs, and that's what I was doing. I didn't mind too much because I got £20 a day, which at the time seemed to me like a lot of money. And really, I went back to school because I got tired of that. And my mate went back to sixth form, and I thought I'm going to go back to sixth form because it seemed a bit easier for him. So I went back to sixth form, but I had the same things going on. Fear, you see. So because I was frightened of failing, I didn't really work very hard. I figured, well, if I work really hard and I don't do well in my exams, then that's going to confirm that I'm not that bright. So if I don't work hard and I fail, I can always say, well, I didn't really work that hard anyway. And that led to, uh, let's say for 10 years, I did menial jobs, I did the lowest paid work, and I got work where I could get it. And then something happened when I was 25. I was doing lots of other things as well that weren't very helpful and very healthy to me. And something happened, and I had to stop doing all those things. And I got serious. And I'm so grateful that that happened, because what happened to me was I found out that my view of the world was messed up. And because my view of the world was rooted in fear, it wasn't very helpful. And that fear stopped me from being what I could be. Um, this probably ain't a place to go into how that happened. Suffice to say, it did. And at the age of 25, I started to take things seriously. I got an opportunity to do a degree, which I did, and I trained to be a teacher. And when I started working as a teacher, I was a terrible teacher. I was a teacher who couldn't keep control of a class and ended up shouting. It was just, no, it weren't very good. But I stuck at it. And one of my problems had always been, if I wasn't very good at something, I never stuck at anything. I'd run and go and do something else. And I stuck at it and worked hard. And I got my degree. I trained to be a teacher, and I did quite well at that. Well, I think I did anyway. Some of the people I taught might not agree. And I did that for about 20 years. Anyway, that was up to a couple of years ago. And a couple of years ago, something happened to me physical. I had to retrain because I had a bit of damage to my arm. And now I'm a student again, and I'm 45. and I'm doing a master's. I did a master's 10 years ago, and I'm doing another one now. And this master's is in something called positive psychology, and basically it's about learning what makes human beings achieve the best they can achieve. And we use a word for that, and that's called flourishing. And when you flourish, when you're able to be free of fear, and you're able to try things, and you might be a bit worried about failing, but you do it anyway, and you don't let the fear of failure stop you doing things. And what I've found is that the things that have enabled me to have some success in my life, I spoke about the things that stopped me having success. The thing that has enabled me to have success is to find a way to be free from fear. And the way I've found is very effective. There's a few different things, but one of them that's been really, really important to me has been to find people I can talk to, and to talk to absolutely openly and honestly about the fears I have. Another thing I've found is that I've had to develop something called resilience, and that means that when I want to run away from something because I find it difficult, I thought there was some real great trick I was going to find out. This man said to me, he said, "Mark, do you want to learn how to stick at things?" And I thought, yeah, I do. Because everybody I know stuck at things, they've done well. And I said to him, yeah, tell me, how do you stick at things? And he was a really wise man. I thought he was going to tell me something really, really wise. And he did in a way, but it wasn't what I expected. He said to me, "Mark, if you want to learn how to stick at things," he said, "you have to stick at things." So I started sticking at things. And when I found they were difficult, I stuck at it anyway. And I kept going. And those people I said to you I needed to find who I could share with and be open and honest with, I'd ring them up and I'd say, "I'm struggling here." And they were good people, and they listened to me and they helped me. And one last thing as well, and you know, well, I'm probably going out of my lane here, so I'll stop there. But that's my brief journey, and what has made it successful. Hard work, no substitute for it. Don't matter what anybody says. Find a good friend, more than one if you can, and stick at a few things. Don't be frightened to try things either.